it's all about. Should all acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should all acquaintance be forgot and old lang syne?
Content strike.
What, who the fuck? Who owns all that? We're googling that. Right
I don't know. I don't know. You never know nowadays. You never know.
Old lang syne.
You never fucking know, man.
Public domain, baby. Woo!
Okay, we ain't gonna get copyright strike. Yay!
Published before January 1st, 1927, and is in the public domain because the author died at least 100 years ago.
Yes.
Yes.
He died before he thought he could trademark this shit. Yes.
It's the Winnie the Pooh song.
Can you imagine he like had the idea just as he was about to like kick the bucket? He's like on his deathbed and he's just like, we should trademark the
It's like Kim Jong-un on his last breath. It's like, just roll me over onto the button.
All witnesses to his death are just kind of like, wait, what did he say? Like, what the fuck did he say? Grandpa, what'd you say?
I love this nuclear button. See if I can have it in the form of a sandwich, please.
Bro, let me tell you something real quick. What? I had a hell...
Happy New Year, by the way, guys. We already said it. Yeah,
happy New Year, and also happy birthday to me. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Oh, fuck, oh my god! I fucking forgot your birthday is on the... Oh, shit.
It's fine,
I didn't wish you a happy birthday.
It's okay.
No, it's not.
Okay, you wish it to me now then. We're gonna pretend as if it's going back to January. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy birthday, Dennis. Name's Dennis. Plankton hired me to step on you. Step on us.
Oh. I never, that clip out of context now is like, it's a little scandalous now.
I feel like nowadays, like, people would like pay Dennis like at anime cons to step on them. Like they did to those fucking. It was disgusting. They had an e-girl spit in a dude's mouth because he fucking paid her at fucking New York City anime con. And to that I say, men do better.
Do better, and at the same time, goes without saying, ew, because we got a lot of other variants going around now, and you have no idea where this lady's been. So I'm not calling her dirty. I'm just saying you just don't know what the fuck's going around right now. So
you had the fucking audacity to have a lady spit in your mouth during a fucking triple-demic.
Oh
the
yeah, you're right. It is a
audacity. How did you not get RS flu to voted? How did you not get any of that shit? I got RSV a few weeks ago. I didn't have any anime women spit in my mouth. I
feel as if like all three of them are just gonna like all like combine together to create the super flu. It'll kill you within 20 days.
Reminds me when the vaccines were new.
You'll be feeling chest pain for days.
That reminds me when vaccines were new and like people were saying like, yo, I have the power of all 5 vaccines. Like some guy was like getting the shot on TikTok or whatever, like some YouTube short he made. Yeah. And he's just like, oh, thank you. This is
he's like counting them as if he's like, it's got the infinity gauntlet.
He's like, oh, remember, you're what's the word?
The shit actually killed me. That was really funny.
What is the fucking word? You're in not in your invulnerability. You're when you're immune to a virus. Your immunity doesn't kick in until 2 weeks from now. It's just like, no, mine kicked in already. He's like, what do you mean? This is my 5th vaccine. And he's like, wait, what? You're not supposed to have 5 vaccines. Like, and then he just like fucking like kamehamehas the doctor and he falls on the ground. And there's a narrator who's like, with the power of all 5 vaccines, Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson,
Pfizer,
that European one that I don't remember the name of, and there was a 5th one I don't remember, the Chinese one, I think, whatever the Chinese one was.
Yeah, that one I don't trust too much. But yeah, keep going. I don't trust nothing coming out of China nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Except their people. I trust them to fuck me over. That's the thing. Like that's how I trust
their citizens. Yes, not the CCP. But hey, speaking of vaccine distrust.
Oh, no, I trust them to give me a terrible deal.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can see that.
Chinese people cannot cap. You guys are like, well, you're negotiating with you is like playing on Legendary. I'm being dead serious. Like, I've haggled once or twice in my life when I was in Korea, and like everyone always told me like, yo, like haggling with Koreans is one thing. You try haggling with a Chinese or Indian, like they will give you they will try to give you the worst deal possible. And they will try to also make you okay with giving you the worst deal possible.
You're talking to me as if I didn't used to be a fucking salesman, baby. Like, I mean, when I would try to sell to those people as well, it's like they don't let themselves get fucked over either. Nah. They're like, what is in this for me? Like, I need to find.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I don't.
I mean, as anyone should. I don't fault them that much for it, but it's just like it's so funny that it's just become a stereotype.
People are more likely to get fucked over by those kinds of things.
I know, but that's
man.
why
these are the same people who drink NyQuil chicken.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying though. It's become such a stereotype with them that you know what's even funnier there? Like, you know how a lot of people like really hate stereotypes, right? Racially speaking, like a lot of people when they hear it, they're like, no, that's not us, that's not everybody, right? Chinese people are one of the few ones that will graciously accept that fucking. They will graciously accept that stereotype, and they'll be like, yeah, of course. Why do you think we're rich and you poor? This is why we rich, you poor.
Reminds me of that American Dad episode where it's just like it opens with like this Chinese billionaire like, hello, I'm Jinping, famous Chinese billionaire. I just purchased American Dad show, but don't worry, American Dad will be same show you know and love. And then it's just not like he animates himself into the show and like he becomes the main character and he leads like the kids to like treasure and shit. Yeah. And like, we love you, Xi Jinping billionaire. It's like, I love American Dad.
It's so funny though, because you say that, right? And like I even found out that because like I recently just got into like soccer, like a lot. Actually, like I've been watching like I'm hot for the ball. Love them cards, the little cards they give out. It's like, oh, yellow means fuck off, and red means really fuck off. Nice. But I found out that apparently, a lot of clubs, like big ones, like worth literally billions of dollars, right? They're owned not even by the countries that they're from. They're owned by literally other fucking countries. Like there's one called PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, which is like considered like one of the best clubs like out there in France. Not owned by Paris. Owned by Qatar.
Oh.
There are a few others out there too that like like there's just like I think some English clubs too. They're not even owned by England. They're owned by this like big sports conglomerate that is based in the US. The same guys that own the Red Sox.
I mean, one of the most popular TV shows right now is about a British soccer team being coached by an American.
What's that show name?
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso. Oh, I heard about it before. So
that's just Jason Sudeikis. Yeah, I've watched it. It's a fantastic show.
Bro,
I can't even lie.
I think Americans and Europeans have like the same energy when it comes to sports. It's just like obviously like the sports that we care about are obviously different. Like I didn't even realize this until like much later. You know, like way back when, I thought hockey was primarily a North American sport. I thought that shit was literally between Canada and the US and just only them. Like no one ever picked up this fucking sport because it's like it just seems like the most American fucking thing ever. Little did I know, Russia, and I guess it turns out other countries as well, had Olympic hockey teams. And I just almost thought like they made that team just to fill a slot for the Olympics. It's like, oh bro, okay, we got everything. We got all the teams in. We just need a hockey team. Okay, so can we like scrounge that up in 2 weeks? Can we get like a hockey team together in 2 weeks? Can we just get like a bunch of homeless dudes and give them sticks and tell them go nuts on the ice?
That was how do you think the Miracle on Ice happened? That shit was in New York, my guy. You think they just pulled people off the street?
You didn't know that was a true story, man? Come on, man.
Yeah, come on. You don't have a fan running, by the way, right?
No.
Okay, I just think your mic does some weird thing where I think when you talk, it boosts its volume just a little bit, and then I hear a little hum behind it. It's a weird thing that your mic does, but I think it's only noticeable because I'm wearing like these kind of headphones. I could probably edit that out later. Don't worry about it. It's not like when your fucking laundry machine was running,
Okay.
and like that. Your laundry machine isn't running, is it?
No.
Okay. Remind me to come to your house. I want to fuck with your mic a little. I can't. I can't lie. I want to fuck with it a little. Because there's definitely just one more setting I feel that needs to be tweaked on there. But you're still coming in clear. Don't fret. Don't worry. Okay. Don't want to. But yeah. Speaking of sports, you wanna talk about the next thing, or do you want to keep? Because that's crazy. I had no idea. I suppose it makes sense that like some of these things would be like internationally owned. I mean, you talk about how like demanding like Chinese deals can be, but not when you're corporate America. When you're corporate America, here's how the deal works. Check this out. This is China. My ass represents China. You see that? My fucking big ass Cuban cheeks right here represents China. I'm not actually gonna pull my pants down in front of you, Dennis. I mean, I know you wouldn't mind.
Why not? Do it.
You want me to fucking...
Kidding. I'm kidding.
I wasn't gonna take my...
Later, after the show.
After the show. Like, that's...
Yeah, give me a show. Give me a show after the show.
My ass is just for Dennis. Y'all don't get to see that. I was gonna take my pants off and be like, my ass represents China's ass, and my tongue represents a corporate America's mouth.
Full on makeout session. America be subbed to if China had an OnlyFans, America would be their like tier 5 sub, like just giving them all the money for shit they really, in my opinion, like don't need, but they will do it because it'll give them that instant gratification. Like
I ain't never gonna let the fucking CCP like censor the Double D experience. I ain't never letting that fucking shit happen. Fuck you. Like CCP comes and like, we would love a Double D experience. It's best podcast ever. We want to buy, and they offer us like a fucking billion, like American billion with a B. And all we have to do is every episode we have to open with 10 minutes praising the CCP, like the Chinese Communist Party. That's it. All we gotta do is open every episode.
I always thought about that. Like,
I love the People's Democratic Republic of China.
not get us getting bought up by China, but like, let's say if the day ever comes where like we do get approached and like they're saying like, hey, we want to like
we used to technically be sponsored.
I mean, yeah, true. But like, let's say like further down the line, like we're talking like big money now, right? Like we're gonna need like lawyers involved for the contracts and shit like that. Like, that
not free coffee. Like
yeah. I never got that free coffee. What the fuck?
I think the code still works. Let me try it. I'll try it later to see if I can get you some.
Okay, but like the question being like, how far? Like, would I ever...
lore, we used to be sponsored by a coffee company. We're not annore. That's all.
Yes. Ancient history. Season 1 of... that was season 1. Now we're in season 2 now.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Like, what do you call it? The, like, the question being, would I sell my soul? That's, like, the question. Because, like... I know for a lot of people, right? Like, because, like, remember the whole idea of, like, sellouts? A lot of bands, a lot of music, like, guys in music and everything. Like, when they got, like, finally picked up and, like, they got the labels and everything, people called them what? Sellouts. Oh, yeah, you can pick up that record deal. You're not the same anymore. Like, these guys don't sound the same. They sound so blah. Like, you could just tell, like, they're just sucking that corporate money, like, in them. And then...
The Jonas Brothers come to mind, like, people don't remember that they even played music before Disney,
Yeah, exactly. Now they're, like, spokespersons for, like, 5 different fucking companies. And I'm just kind of like... Personally, for me, like, I couldn't give less of a fuck because, like, for one, I don't really give a fuck about the Jonas Brothers. But, like, at the very least, it's like I kind of get it. Hey, you need a job, you need income to put the lights on. Like, like you need food on the table. Like, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, now, I don't know. Like, it's at least like the level of like how much you're gonna sell your soul back then. I guess maybe is a bit different than now because. Like, or maybe it's not even that much different. I'm not sure because it's like I'm not. Obviously, me and David, we're not in that realm. But, like, a lot of bands that, like, we heard way back when, at least around the 80s, like, when they got picked up, like, people, like, were slinging the whole, like, oh, you're sellouts, fuck you, I hate you, even though they always showed up to the concerts, and I'm like, but that's why it got me confused, like, wait, you're calling them sellouts, but you still buy their tickets, like, what the fuck, like, where are you guys get off, like...
There's a line in the sand between sellouts and just needing to put bread on the table, like you mentioned. It's like... I think you're a sellout when you do sell out to a company or like a group or whatever that does horrible shit and they do horrible shit and you just don't care, or worse yet, a company that is vehemently against your beliefs as a company. If you're doing it for a brand that you like when we were sponsored by Rise, the Rise Brewing Company, I loved that coffee. That shit was delicious.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked
it. Yeah, it was good until they, laid me off. But then it didn't really taste as good anymore. It still
went from great coffee to taste like piss.
Discount code Nintoonist 10% off. I think it still works. I'm not plugging it, but I think it actually might still work. I'm kind of curious. We'll check it like during the show at some point. Yeah. But I genuinely love that shit. It's different. If you call people a sellout every time they do something that involves any form of advertising or putting money on the table, shut the fuck up. Like that just like people need to eat. People need to like sometimes monetize what they do. You know what I mean? Like people need to just fucking be able to like sustain themselves, or at the very least, make some good money on the side. It's like, I never ever got people like surprisingly, no one in the Smash community ever dogged on me for working for Nintendo. I've had people at me publicly on Twitter saying if anybody dogs on Nintoonist for, working for Nintendo, like they have to deal with me, and it was people I hardly knew, and it was really, cringe and awkward, but I'm like, I appreciate the sentiment, thank you. But
that's sweet though. That was endearing. I'd find that endearing.
It was endearing, it was sweet, albeit a little weird because I didn't know the person all that well, but still, you know, Smashers have all types of people.
Especially kid touchers too.
Yeah, good joke.
Is it a dead joke now? Is it a dead joke? Like, I mean, don't know, it wasn't a dead joke a year ago. Now it's dead now. 2023 comes around. It's automatically just like, nope, shit joke. No, ratio plus L plus you're a fucking loser. Get new jokes, loser. Like,
pretty much exactly that. That's how it'll go.
Okay. All right.
If you do it.
Doesn't change the fact that y'all do have a bunch of kid touchers in your community. It does change that fact, does it?
I got rid of them. It's not like people acting like we like let these people in.
There's always more.
I mean,
there's like hunt these fuckers down.
It's like other gaming communities shit. Like fucking Mizkif literally raped a girl. You want to did you not know that?
I don't follow that scene, man.
Oh no, Mizkif, like dude, like for people who say that's only a Smash Brothers thing,
I know, but,
sense to me.
But the thing was though, like you guys were in the limelight for so long though. That's why.
Because
I didn't
it was
realize
one twit longer after another, after another, man.
But I think it was just also the surprise that like everyone thought like this literal game for children. I mean, actually no, believe it or not, I guess shouldn't be a surprise, but.
Well, it's a little bit like child beauty pageants in the sense. Like, child beauty pageants, it's like those things are magnets for pedophiles.
True.
Which, Smash being the grassroots scene that it is, like the money isn't always there for certain things that it should have, but I like to think it's gotten better. But who knows? There's definitely still cringe-ass people in the fucking scene behind closed doors.
In any community.
I know there's people who should have been canceled that weren't canceled. And I feel like there's some people who did get canceled that probably shouldn't have been. But most of them fucking deserved it. Like, I'm not...
Okay, for the people that didn't, though, you associate yourself with them at all?
I mean...
But you just have to, let's say, because occupationally speaking? Like, that's why?
No, not really. I'm not even... No, I'm not even talking about, like, big names in the community. I'm talking about, like, like, certain people who did, like, minor shit or who I know can be kind of weird behind the scenes.
Even my community. Even the community that...
I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh?
That's the thing. Like, I mean, here's the thing.
Talk about fucking stereotypes for a minute. People say Smashers smell. People say Smash players smell. Motherfucking Yu-Gi-Oh players. Holy God.
Well, okay.
Some of them do not bathe.
Trading card game players in general. Because here's the thing. I had the misfortune of smelling a dude. I wasn't even playing against him. I was sitting right next to him. And oh my God, dude. It smelled like cow shit mixed with piss, mixed with acid, and mixed with like vinegar all together in just this one shit smoothie. And like, I was playing, right? And obviously there's a lot of thinking involved in that game. And I could not think because of how bad it smelled.
I mean, does your tournament put up like a sign or something? Do they like, because I know tournaments that have done that.
There have, at least in the ones officially licensed by Konami, like local scenes, like I mean, if you could go complain, I guess, to like to the owner and just tell them like, bro, this dude next to me smells like shit.
I can't.
And it's not just me. 3 other guys that I've talked with all said the same fucking thing. You could do that, but at least as far as like official channels, Konami actually does have signs that say, you better fucking bathe, bro.
Yeah.
Otherwise you ain't coming in, like, just flat out. And I'm like, thank fuck, because like, I mean, you go to any scene like that, like even like not even just like esports, even just like Yu-Gi-Oh or wherever, like
you're gonna get some couple people that do kind of stink, just a little bit, you know. Understatement, obviously, but
yeah,
you know, it happens. So like, you know, all I have to say, if you're one of those people that do have like pretty bad BO, get a deodorant or take a fucking shower. Like, I don't know what else to tell you.
When it comes to like sponsorships, like we were talking about before, going back to that, it's like fucking. Like, no one's ever dogged on me for that in the Smash community for like working for Nintendo, because I know deep down, if a lot of those fucking people had the exact same opportunity, they absolutely would take this job. There's like these people who say, oh, regional, like a Smash regional pride or whatever, or people who for some reason want the scene to stay grassroots forever, which no judgment there, but I mean, I think, you know, in some ways the scene has to decide. I think Smash is going to be grassroots forever. I'll just say that, and I'm completely fine with that, because I don't know. I don't want to get into that discussion. We had other topics actually planned for today, to be honest, that we wanted to get into, because I don't want to get into the topic of what the Smash community wants to be, or if it's always going to be grassroots.
That'll be its own
because people have like,
it could be its own episode.
Pride that it's grassroots, but then they complain that they can't make a living doing this shit. It's I don't, you know, there's very few people. I don't want to like profile or nothing, but again, that's a whole different discussion for another time. Speaking of sports, we were talking about sports earlier, and you know, vaccinations as well, you know, which actually does tie into the topic. I guess we could start with this one first. We don't know what any updates are going to be come Friday. You know, when this episode is actually posted, when you guys are listening to it right now.
So as of right now,
on the Tuesday.
Yeah. So as of
the
right now,
day
all we
after
know,
it happened. Dennis, go ahead.
Yeah, all we know as far as like what we're about to say, like it's about Damar Hamlin, and like all the updates that we're gonna know, like at this point, like is all we know. By Tuesday of this week, like this is like all the stuff you're hearing right now is all we know.
And for the non-football fans, what's going down?
So like, you know, obviously for anything like for what it's worth, you know, that obviously, like, the more information could change. You know, more information could come out by the time this episode is released. So, like, you know, for whatever you're hearing right now, just know that this is by January 3rd, Tuesday. This is all we know so far, okay? So, just to at least give you a context of, like, when we recorded this, all right?
Yeah.
So, essentially, yeah. Football player Damar Hamlin, he apparently had cardiac arrest during the game.
Call him Damar Hamlin. And the only reason I'm saying that is because Dahmer was a fucking serial.
Oh no, yeah. Oh no. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Oh my bad.
That's the only reason I'm saying. That's the only reason I'm saying. Like, you didn't. I was gonna be like, you didn't pronounce it right. Like, if pronouncing it wrong didn't make him sound like a famous serial killer.
It did not sound right every time I said his name. It didn't feel right in my gut. I just felt that don't sound right, and then you said what I was essentially thinking. Yo, bro, stop
talking.
Somebody
else. Like, what?
Stop saying the last name of that fucking cannibal/murderer.
And again, we don't know what happened on Friday, so we did not mean to disrespect as well on top of that. Just letting y'all know that. It's just a funny.
Yeah. On my part. Because I'm a fucking moron.
I mean, I've done pretty bad mispronunciations on the show as well.
I know, but I literally mixed up this kid's name with a fucking
All right, let's stop
murderer.
Let's stop dwelling on it. I just had to point it out so you didn't keep doing it for
I know, because I don't want his parents to like message us and be like, "You guys are terrible people." I'm like, I'm sorry.
I don't think I think they're gonna do that the more we dwell on it. So let's just try it.
So
and go on.
Damar Hamlin got cardiac arrest during a game that he was playing. I think, was it today? No, it was a couple days ago.
Monday Night Football yesterday.
Monday night, yeah.
It was the Bills versus the Bengals. Was it?
Yes.
I think. Yeah,
Buffalo Bills and Bengals, yeah.
Yeah, Damar Hamlin is a Buffalo Bills player, and he got hit in the chest very, very hard. He got up after getting hit in the chest, and then he just dropped. Like, he just dropped, and none of us knew what the hell was going down.
They literally had to ambulance him out of the stadium.
Yeah.
They had to bring it in to the stadium, and then they had to ambulance him out. The game's been canceled. As far as like where like the game like points was and everything, like they put a pause to it entirely. And
which
there was
Goodell,
even
Roger Goodell
yeah
took a little too long to make that fucking decision.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, but you know, like at least it is what it is though.
Yeah,
like,
not gonna dwell on that either. But people on Twitter were fucking tight. They were like, call this fucking game now. Like this guy could be dying for all we know.
You know, knock on wood and everything.
Yeah, and again,
he could also be dead. He could also be dead by like in the next couple of days.
The time this episode, I didn't want to say that, but it's completely true. He could literally we don't know what's going to happen.
He's in critical care right now. Like, obviously, it's all it's in the hands of God.
And the news reports didn't make any sense because, like, they've said he's in stable condition, but also in critical condition. I saw one headline say his condition is stable but critical. Like, are you fucking stupid?
Which is it?
That's the exact opposite of.
Yeah. You just gotta give us one, man. Like, you know, which one is it? Critical or is he stable? Like,
for all we know, it's been
stably critical. Like,
for all we know, it's been just about 24 hours at this point, and he is still alive. So I suppose I think that is a good sign, at least. And again, if he does live, which knock on wood, really hoping he does. He's at a really good hospital too, by the way.
And parents of Hamlin, if you ever watch this, like, just know, like, you know, my prayers out to you and, like, you know, your family. Like,
same for me. Because his career will also, I don't think he's going to be allowed to play football.
At least for a while.
After this, which sucks because he's an amazing dude. He runs a fucking toy drive every year as well.
Aww.
He seems like such an amazing,
just genuinely good dude, huh?
Yeah, at least that's what he seems. And I don't know Damar Hamlin, but like everybody who does know him speaks incredibly well of him, and you could tell by the players' reactions.
I kept calling him Damar Hamlin.
Shut the fuck up. And you could see by the reactions of the players on the field as well. Like, they were all in tears because they were mortified. And I feel like it's not only because they felt terrible for their friend, and I think it's because, like, they had, like, their own... I think, you know, a lot of them, like, you know, got a little less contempt for their own mortality for playing a sport like football, because that could have easily been one of them.
Yeah, full contact sport, that's the thing. Like,
because here's what actually happened. If you get hit hard enough in the chest, in between heartbeats, there's a point where your heart stops, and not literally stops, but there's a point where your heart, like, resets in between, like, blood pumps. And if you get hit very, 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 very hard enough in the chest, in between those hits, it can literally stop your heart. That's I learned that from Archer, by the way, which is crazy enough.
Which makes me wonder, like, the dude that hit him, right? Like, must have been, like, I mean, football players, like, are football players, right? Like, linemen, like, are big-ass fucking guys, like, across the board, right? I'm, like, thinking, like, what the fuck? This guy must have been huge if it, like, caused him, like, to literally have his heart skip a beat, like, and just go, like, heart.exe stopped working. Like, and I'm not even making a joke out of that. It's, like, and it made me even think, like, the protective equipment that, like, obviously that everyone has to wear, you know, obviously this isn't rugby where you literally just go out in your shirt and pants and just start beating people up, which makes me think
crazy.
Which, like, makes me think, like, you know, a lot of, like, football players too, like, also are obviously on roids. Like, our country is very pro roids, and we will give roids to even fucking MLS soccer players if it means that we'll have an edge somehow.
Yeah, we claim we're not pro roids, but then every now and again
we're
someone's
absolutely
on roids.
pro roids.
And then their fucking records are still there. Like Barry Bonds, his records are still there. Who was the other one? A-Rod. I forgot A-Rod was on roids for a while. That's another one.
Even maybe golfers one day will take roids. It's like,
but that Cameron Diaz pussy was worth it.
Imagine golfers, like, taking roids. It's like, oh yeah, I'm really gonna get this fucking hole in one. It's like, bro, no amount of roids is ever gonna get you. Guarantee you that.
The only time they should use roids ever is if they're playing, like, fucking speed golf from, like, Mario Golf Super Rush, where you hit the ball and you don't take turns. You all hit the ball at the same time, and then you just run.
That would actually be that'd be fun to watch.
I'd watch the fuck out of speed golf. It would actually make the sport entertaining.
It would be really funny too, like, did you actually even trip up the caddy? Like, you trip up your opponent's caddy. It's like, haha, pick up those clubs, fucking loser. Like, and just keep running
the fuck out the way.
Especially if, like, the caddy, you know how, like, some country clubs, like, obviously, like, they get, like, sounds really bad. They get, like, local children to be the caddies for, like, the guys that day. So, like, imagine you just, like, fucking literally push.
I caddied for my dad when I was 12. I almost drove us off a bridge in the fucking golf cart because he let me, because a wasp flew in my face and I had to, like, swat. It was bad. I almost killed me and my dad that day. That's a story.
But you guys got a funny story out of it, though.
Yeah, he wasn't laughing.
Even now? Like, if you bring it up, like, he would still be like, oh, yeah. I remember that.
He makes some sort of wisecrack out of it, but I don't know. My father.
Oh, that just means he just finds it funny now. He can
be some sort of serious. I don't know. My father is a mixed bag, but Yeah.
Speed golf would be a hell of a sport.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Full contact, full speed golf. You just literally get the clubs. You just start swinging at them. Like, not at the ball. You start swinging at the other fucking opponent. It's like, bro, get the fuck away from my ball. I swear to God, man. Don't fucking make me do this. Like, he literally gets like the fucking driver out. He's like, bro, back the fuck up. Tell your fucking munchkin fat fuck kid to move the fuck. Get him the fuck out of here. No, don't fucking move. He still has the club in his hand and everything. He's ready to swing. He's just like, yo, I'm about to Barry Bonds your fucking head off right now, man. Get the fuck out of my zone right now. Don't even touch that tee. Huh? You wait your fucking turn, you piece of shit. You think like the ref has to come out? It's like, whoa, like, whoa, what's all this? They have to call fouls. It's like, hey, Johnson, you got a foul.
Wilson, you get a card, so you have to go back.
Yeah. It's like they can whip out cards. It's like, oh, Wilson, you your turn next. You're not gonna putt for 2 more holes. Shut the fuck up. You know who the fuck I am? It's like, I always imagine
so much more entertaining, man.
Refs are always like some of the best parts of the game because like they also know they are the ultimate authority about what goes on, like what can slide and what cannot, right?
I feel very inappropriate laughing as hard about this from this, considering what we were literally just talking about. But this is the nature of our show.
Yeah, we're not making light, obviously, of Damar, but we just like to.
We can keep talking about speed golf.
No, but we love to like at least just like experience all the emotions over here.
Yeah, we do. We cope with humor. We are both pseudo.
We don't know him, obviously. Like, so in that regard, we don't really have that much of an emotional connection with him. But obviously, like anyone who, like, I mean, the guy literally was just playing the sport he loves, and he is now hospitalized. And the thing is that like even in the world of like professional sports, like even in motorsports too. Like, I mean, in that one, there was a time during the 80s where literally every year a fucking Formula 1 driver fucking died of an accident.
Oh, dude.
And shit took so long for the FIA to finally realize, maybe we should improve the safety conditions for our drivers so we don't have to have an obituary every fucking year.
Dude, I think they should. Apparently he had to be resuscitated twice.
Yeah.
And it also says in the hospital he's been like flipped over on his stomach to literally help with the blood on his lungs, to like take pressure off his lungs so they don't have to work as hard. Okay, apparently he's still in like pretty critical condition. So that's wow. Yeah, that is football is such a fucking stupid sport. I'm sorry. It is. It's dumb. Like literally like it's dumb. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know, man. Like, the fact that this is the first... This is historic, too, by the way. This is the first time a football game has ever been called and stopped because of something like this happening ever. Which, in over 100 years, you would think that would not be the case. But it is. And
considering the equipment back then was worse than it is now, I feel.
Yeah.
Like, it almost looked as if, like, I mean, we'd had helmets and stuff, obviously, you need helmets, but...
It goes to show how rarely this happens, because people get into fights all the time. You see fucking World Star, like, and shit, like, happen, and those people get hit in the chest a lot.
Soccer players,
it's less likely, like, again, it's a rare instance that getting hit in the chest can put you into that cardiac arrest, because it's a very, very specific moment of your heart's, like, palpitation cycle that you need to get hit in order for you to go into cardiac arrest for it, and you would need to get hit extremely hard, by the way. So it happens very rarely, but it can happen. But the reason I'm saying it can happen... If you had anything else to say before I go off here for a minute.
No, it's also, cause just to add, it's like, when every other fucking person you're playing against weighs like 320 pounds, like easy, like, and they're just slamming into you, like, something's bound to give at that point, I guess. Like, I mean, it goes still without saying, like, obviously, like, as David said, like, this is apparently, like, one of, if not the very few incidents that this has ever happened, where they had to call a game to be stopped because, like, they had to literally shuttle a guy out on an ambulance stretcher because, like, the dude, like, just literally just keeled over because he got hit so fucking hard in the chest. Goes without saying that, like, obviously, I think this kind of maybe puts into question, like, because these guys, like, are not getting any smaller, if that makes sense, right? These guys are not getting any smaller in NFL. Like, they are just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, I feel. Like, because that's just the way our realm of sports is. Like, obviously, we want the best athletes, so therefore, we're going to do everything to do that. Ergo, we're going to give you steroids to make sure that you're at your peak. And now it almost seems as if it's like, now this maybe comes into question, because it's like, this, like, Damar could potentially die. And if that happens, that's on the NFL.
Yeah.
Because
he's sedated on a ventilator right now, I think.
Because that also tells me that you guys really need to go and improve on that equipment that they're using. Because that equipment should have been enough for him to not feel that. This guy could potentially die because of that. And because it's okay. Here's the thing. I'm pro roids too. I am. No, I am. Ideally for any like sort of like kind of professional sport, like if you're going to be the best of the best, okay, then you have to make that sacrifice. I completely get that. But if that's the case, then that also just means, hey, safety has to be even more of an issue. Because again, these guys are not getting any smaller. These guys are getting bigger. They're getting wider. They're literally gigantic man mountains of just muscle. And they are hitting people on full contact like a fucking freight train. I have never, like, I don't even want to imagine what it feels like to even be tackled by a guy that weighs 350 pounds. I don't even want to imagine that. Even with protective gear, I would get the wind knocked out of me. I think any other average person would just get the wind knocked out of them.
Yeah.
So obviously, like, you know, that also just tells me, okay, then that means safety has to even be an even bigger issue.
Watch the NFL do nothing. Like, you remember when they took forever to do fucking anything about Ray Rice? And
it would take
because of fucking backlash on fucking Twitter that those fucking pricks did anything about putting this wife beater off the team.
All right.
You remember watching that video in that elevator of him fucking knocking the fucking shit out of his wife?
I listened to the audio. I listened to like the audio of it.
Yeah.
Because like I think at least the clip that I was watching like was audio only.
Same people who never fucking like mentally got past high school. You play ball good, like you make money. We do thing, blah blah blah.
It even like it makes me even think too, like, you know, because a lot of these associations now, like NFL, FIFA, like a lot of these guys, like they're just like all like their entire association in general costs like they're worth billions of dollars now, like just easily, right? And there was this little show that like basically parodies and satirizes like FIFA. And it's called Champions, and like there's this little scene when Ronaldo literally like he kicks a ball into and him and Messi go into like literally another dimension, and the dimension that he drops in is like a world where FIFA just does not exist. Like football in its even at its like primitive state just does not exist. Like Messi literally is a goat herder. Like he literally is like, this is my goat. Like, that's how he's portrayed in the show. And like Ronaldo just wants to get back to his own dimension because it's like, you know, because in this show people love to joke.
What show is this?
It's called Champions. It's literally like almost a South Park version of like soccer. Like it just like makes fun of all like the big names that people would know. And like I think Ronaldo and Messi are like, at least in this episode in particular, they were the main characters for it. And like Ronaldo like starts to set up like a little bit of a football league, like all these guys that like, you know, in his dimension were great players. Now that in this dimension that he's in, they're all like normal people. They're either tap dancing or like ballet dancers or whatever. And like they're really good with their feet and everything. And then they all realize like, oh shit, like, you know, this dude's like doing tricks on his foot, and just realizes like, wow, this is fun. Like, and they just like all these other people just start coming in. They all just start playing ball on the field. They just play. And it makes me feel sad because like it made me feel kind of sad because it's like before obviously we had all these like associations, right? That, you know, have commercialized now like these sports to the point where like they're almost too big to fail. And part of me also feels like obviously I don't want them to fail because I think sports is, even though like I'm just like a newcomer to it, like sports are a very vital part in our society. Like, and I do think obviously like they should still be there, but the very fact is that money has corrupted. I think, in my opinion, I think the corruption started ever since like the 1800s, even before, like ever since those associations even became a thing, ever since money even got involved with it, just corrupted the sport like from the very beginning. And I mean, people will then argue, okay, then what about all the stadiums and all the jobs that it's created and all that? I'm not giving shit for that, obviously. Like, you know, those great things. But it's, as far as the sport goes, it's like ruined the very like foundations of it. Because what is soccer? What is football? What is baseball? It's literally, it's literally, yeah. It's literally just you guys and friends, or even just people you hate, maybe. Like, if you're going to be playing against them. That happens too. You know, just you guys out there competing. Smacking that ball around, or smacking that ball to the other end of the field. And, you know, you trying to catch it, or, hey, you trying to kick the ball into the net, or you taking that football to the other end of the field. That's all it is. But now, like, you know, obviously, like, competition is competition, and, like, you know, the way we tune into it is the same way that even Romans tuned into the gladiator games.
And they were. Like, then the money corrupts, though, because, like, you know, eventually you're gonna have teams like Smash players who are gonna house shitty people because they make them too much money when that shit goes down. You know what I mean? And that's the shit I hate about sports. It's like that jock mentality of, like, none of these people ever fucking mentally graduated high school. Like, a lot of them could not have careers in other shit, maybe. I mean,
there's plenty of good ones out
you
there.
know what?
There's plenty of good ones out there,
I take that back. I take that back. You know, they can make careers, like, doing other shit. I'm sure some of them can't. But, like, you know, if that's a good thing, you know, like, it gives careers to a lot of people. But my God, like...
It's the institutions, though. That's the thing.
Institutions. Yeah, taxpayer money goes to these things.
Sports is fine. I have no problems with it. Literally.
Like,
I want to play soccer sometimes. I want to literally kick a ball on the field. I want to do that.
Yeah.
Like...
starving people on the streets. Like, I just feel like, you know, we can have, like, full leagues and have these people, like, make, like, a lot of money while you know, not having a lot of them just make fucking millions. Not to mention how disposable these players are. Like, I remember a guy spoke to my middle school once about, like, how he thought he was going to have a career in the NFL, and he had one minor injury, and then they literally fired him, and, like, it's just, like, everything he trained for in his whole life was over. That happens so much in the NFL. So fucking much.
I even forgot basketball, too. Basketball for a time, like, thing. I mean, it was, believe it or not, it was actually a rich white man sport.
Oh, yeah.
Until African Americans came and made it their own. But at the same time, they were then traded off like commodities by, like, obviously the NBA, and, like, you know, traded away, drafted, and all that. And,
which,
like,
considering the amount of, like, you know, culture from blacks that, like, white people stole, honestly, white people fucking deserved it.
I mean, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
They played better too, anyways. So it's like, can't really say much, can you?
Yeah, that's another question. You know, Babe Ruth, you know, set all those records before black men could even compete.
Yo, and then once he left, and then once they all started to come in, like, once the Major League Baseball realized, like, oh, these black guys could play. Like, they could play, they could swing, they could run. Let's get them all in here. And, like, they just, like, and you just see every record that was previously held just all passed, and now it's all records held by, at least in baseball, Hispanics and African Americans. And maybe Jeter too. I mean, so I guess, you know, Jeter is that one white dude, I guess. But it's like, but
Jeter's not Latin. He looks it.
I think he's Italian.
Okay,
I believe he's Italian. I
guess that makes sense. And you still have your white people occasionally. It's mostly, like, diversified, but, you know, before that could even happen. But yeah, man, it just pisses me off something fierce, you know, because, like, all the fucking piece of shit anti-vaxxers came, like, out of the woodwork. They came out of... What is happening?
My notifications are popping up. Sorry, guys.
fucking Discord. Or Windows. By the way, I found out Sony Vegas can't run on Macs. I bought that $25 deal.
Wow.
It turns out they can't run on Macs. Yeah.
What about Adobe Premiere? Is it actually that expensive?
Yeah.
How expensive are we talking?
We're talking yo ho.
Oh, god damn.
Adobe charges a monthly fee to use.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I remember
for a program that's downloaded on your motherfucking computer. Fuck Adobe.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Honestly, yeah, fuck Adobe.
I hate all you. I fully support people pirating Adobe. I'm just saying it. Especially college students who, like, animators who have to buy that shit. Oh. Yeah. Whatever. I mean, usually some colleges will occasionally have deals. Like, it'd be like, oh, if you, like, you could buy it through the school, and then,
yeah, but it's like once,
pay for half of it,
but it's like, it's not gonna, like, be where, oh, you graduate and you're not gonna use that program. You're still gonna be using it.
Yeah.
And then it's just after you graduate, it's just, oh, you're gonna be paying full price, motherfucker. Like, tough titties, I guess. It's like, you know, oh, like, what do you want me to do about it?
Ridiculous.
Cry more.
Point is, I'm just gonna say this right now. If you're a fucking anti-vaxxer, I don't give a shit. Like, if you don't want to get the shot, that's completely fine. Enough people got it to the point where, like...
But if you are one of these people...
Yeah, where COVID is, like, not declared a pandemic anymore. If we've been in the endemic stage of it for quite a time now. If you're one of those people who is taking what happened to Damar Hamlin as an example
Or an excuse.
Or an excuse
to say shit like this?
To project your fucking shitty agenda. By every ounce and fiber of my being, go fuck yourself. And when you're done fucking yourself, lay underneath a bus lane. So you can just get run over by a fucking bus. You're a fucking piece of subhuman dog shit. And the world would legit probably be better off without you. Within 15 minutes of this incident happening, people were like, oh, whoa, Damar Hamlin passed out. Is he jabbed? I bet he's jabbed. Hashtag woke or hashtag real shit. There was so much of it on the internet right now, steaming. And I thought it was just on Twitter. I saw a bunch of that on YouTube, too, as well.
And you also know Fox News was like also being that way too.
Of course,
it's like, oh, maybe Damar, like, oh, did Damar was vaccinated, wasn't he? Huh?
Yeah, and what they're citing is that like
chin scratch his chin.
Yeah, curious. You yourself participate in society. Curious, like those kind of people who like think they're smart by being ironic, when in actuality they're literally just being obnoxious, and they know they're being obnoxious. It's fucking like, dude, they're also citing like this because they're saying, oh, this has been happening all over the globe, everywhere, like even on CNN. Like I was reading like updates about Damar Hamlin just now, and they're talking about had chilling similarities to a Danish soccer player named Christian Eriksen, who also went into cardiac arrest and was resuscitated on the field, and he was fine. They're saying this has been happening to people everywhere. And they're claiming, oh, what changed? All these young, handsome, like, strong athletes are suddenly having cardiac arrest on the field. What changed recently? Well, suddenly they have the jab. Curious. Like, these fucking dumbass fucks. And the reason I say these dumbass fucks is they not only didn't know about the thing where you can get hit in the chest in between heartbeats and have that happen, which guess what? Much more likely to happen when you're playing fucking sports. On top, no, before you say one more thing, I need to tell you one thing.
Mm-hmm.
The reason these people are fucking morons. There was an MMA fighter.
Okay.
An MMA fighter. I don't remember his name.
Conor McGregor. Was it not Conor McGregor?
No, Conor McGregor is too busy talking shit about everyone on Twitter.
Bro literally is about to start a fight in the UFC ring that is Twitter. He literally thinks he's verbally beating these people up.
It might have been either Mark Hobbs. I think it was either Mark Hobbs or it was Eric Silva. I don't remember. Or was it Randy Couture? No, it wasn't Randy Couture. It was either Mark Hobbs or Eric Silva, I think. I don't know. I don't keep up with MMA. And one of them went into cardiac arrest. Again. Kicked in chest. Fall. What happened to him? Was it the vaccine? Fucking dickheads, my God. Here's what happened. They blamed it on the jab. They blamed it on what changed. Everybody has the COVID shot. Guys, everyone's going into cardiac arrest.
It's just these particular anti-vaxxers that
and guess
were saying this dumb shit.
Guess what? That MMA fighter wasn't vaccinated.
Can't reason with
Holy shit! You know,
and
I know somebody who legit had a horrible reaction to the booster shot. I know someone who literally got a horrible shingles reaction, which spread all the way up through the back of their neck, above the top of their head, and blinded them in one of their eyes for a little while.
That's why I'm also saying.
But that's the only person
there's always levels to these types of people. Like, there's plenty of guys that, like, even I know that,
so
like,
fucking disgraceful that they literally have to, like, take it from pushing their agenda instead of hoping.
Exactly.
Okay. Like
there's anti-vaxxers that have no agenda. The only agenda is for themselves. It's like, bro, I am just not going to take it. And I'm like, okay. Fine. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I know people who didn't.
But that's what I'm saying. There's levels, though. Then there's many levels above where it's just like all these, like, almost radicalized dumbasses that, like, who all, like, think it's like it's a conspiracy. They're putting chips in us. They're blah 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 blah. Alex Jones was right. Are you gonna get vaccinated? And, like, now they're throwing all this conspiracy at anything. They're like, it's basically slinging mud on a wall and hoping that it sticks, you know?
Yeah.
That's probably not the right analogy. I probably fucked that up somewhere. I'm an idiot, sorry. But, like, you know,
it's more like slinging cum.
Why cum, though? Cum is beautiful.
It's just the first thing that came to mind. Actually, you know, I agree. I honestly just said cum because I thought it'd be funny. Because cum is funny. But, you know, you're right. Cum is life. Cum is beautiful. You're right. I'm sorry. It's slinging shit. Let's just go with what you said.
It don't look beautiful, but it is beautiful because it's straight up life.
No, it depends on what you're saying. Like if I'm not okay, never mind. I'm not even. Yeah, you're right. What are we talking about? Anti-vaxxers? Yeah, fuck 'em.
Yeah. It's like slinging shit on the wall and hope it sticks. It's
Yeah, I'm on my 15th jab right now, and I feel great.
I have to take mine soon. Does that make you? I have to take the boost. Take
Again,
the boost.
again, or this the
No, I actually I think it might be the second one because
Yeah, 'cause I never got boosted twice. I got
a call.
Yeah.
I got a call from like I don't know who the fuck gave it to me, I guess, but it's just like, oh, like it was basically like, oh, New Jersey vaccine appointment. I'm like, oh shit, okay, I guess it's about time I have to go.
I mean, I don't think you don't have to. I mean, that's up to you. I mean,
no, but it's like, no, I should. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I will say, even with one booster shot, I think you do still have some protection. But yeah, because I actually don't have I never got the second booster. I only got the first one, and I guess I feel fine.
You're fine, right?
Yeah. I mean, I probably should get the second one at some point. I mean, if COVID ever really, I only want to get it if COVID really flares up again. Because I will be real with you, the first booster fucked me up. I got really sick from the first booster. I can't.
I'm glad you're okay then. I'm glad you're okay. But I got worried this year, the last couple days, right? At least the last couple weeks, like the holidays and everything. Yeah. Bro, I went to the gym yesterday, right? And there was, I mean, everyone, January 2nd, haha. Everyone's gonna do their New Year's resolutions. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym.
They're all gonna be gone in a week. They're all gonna be gone in a week. They're all gonna be gone in a week.
I'm gonna get my gym body by the end of summer. I got this. This is what I plan on doing. I'm gonna do it. Probably not gonna come back after today. But I was there, right? Dude, I'm gonna tell you, right? There was so many people at this gym. And now, guys, for anyone who here goes to Planet Fitness, you have to download the app, and it basically functions as your own key card that you use to, like, obviously gain entry to the gym. My thing has a thing called a crowd meter, which basically tells you, at least the gym that you go to, right? Mm-hmm. If it's full as fuck. And boy, howdy, was it full as fuck when I went yesterday. It was so many people, right? And it was one of those rare times where, like, if I go to any place, especially, like, after COVID, right? Mm-hmm. I go to any place that's, like, stupidly crowded. I'm just like, bro, these people are going to get COVID. Someone's going to get COVID. Someone's going to get something. Like, 2 weeks from now, someone's going to get something, and they're going to be sick, and then they're going to be like, I hate my life, and then they're going to be like, oh, well, I guess I have to take this vaccine now. And just blame everyone else but themselves. It's like, bro, at this point, I'm like, if I still get the virus, which I think, at least for me, like, if I do get it, it'll probably be like it will be annoying, like, obviously, like, anything, like, that you get, like, sickness-wise, like, obviously, it's just fucking annoying.
Be a lot fucking worse if you weren't vaxxed,
Yeah,
so.
But it's like, at this point, it's like, bro, I already made it, like, I already kind of, made peace with the fact that, bro, I could get all of the Infinity vaccines in me. I could literally get all 5 of them. Or 6. I don't even know how many there are, actually. But it's like, I could get all of them. And I'll probably somehow, there's a chance that I may still get sick. It will not change that probability at all. Like,
if you get 6 fucking vaccines, you're gonna get sick. It's too many to take at once.
You know my point, though. It's like, no matter what kind of vaccines you put into yourself, there's a chance you're gonna get it.
Yeah, they prevent serious illness. That's what they've been saying for years. They prevent serious illness. They're not going to stop you from getting it. I miraculously haven't had COVID, or at least don't think I've had it. Since,
considering you work, like, at retail stores, where, I mean, I'd even imagine, like, around Christmas time, you probably were there when mad people were around.
Oh, yeah. I don't wear a mask either. You want to know why I don't get sick? You want to know why I don't? Yeah, you don't have to. Contrary to what people say, you don't have to wear one in public. I mean, yeah, you can, and it's good to protect yourself. Especially if you are fucking sick. If you're sick, fucking wear one. Fuck you if you don't.
Wear it when it's also... But I only wear masks nowadays because I think it's kind of normalized the fact that, like, me and my girlfriend were... like, she was telling me that, like, she started to see a lot of people, at least in New York, wearing masks who... She imagined not every one of them were, like, had COVID or were sick. But they were wearing them because it warms your fucking face when it's like 20 degrees outside. like, you know, when you're wearing your winter getup, right? Like, no one just walks out of their fucking apartment wearing a ski mask to, like, cover their face. So, obviously, a face mask will keep that part of your face warm because, you know, it's fucking 15 degrees outside.
Yep.
So, like, you know, if you're one of those people, like, you know, it's like me and her, we were kind of saying, like, starting to see, like, a bit of a culture shift because it's like, you almost never saw that before the pandemic. You never saw anyone wearing a mask just for the sake of keeping your face warm. Yeah. Now it's like you're starting to see a bit more like thing of people who aren't, apparently they're not Asian either. Literally any other people like thing, they're literally just wearing the masks and just walking outside and like it's just like I just want to keep my face warm because it's fucking 10 degrees outside. So like if you're one of those people, like, you know, hey, congratulations, because it's like, hey, you finally realized, oh my god, I could wear this and it's not just to prevent others from getting sick. I could wear it because my face is fucking freezing.
Yeah. But you want to know why I never got sick? I mean, working at the American Dream Mall at its peak time and stuff, and going to all the different stores that I go to, driving around without like wearing a mask. Beyond the fact that I am vaccinated for COVID, and have.
Sorry for interrupting you.
And I don't have the flu. No, you're good. I don't have the flu vaccine either, by the way. Never had the flu in my life.
You know what I'm worried about though?
Yeah, I know. I risked it.
What if I get that vaccine and then I get the flu? It's like I feel as if.
Well, it's gonna make you a little sick.
I know, but like luck will have it where it's like, oh, I got it. I'm a little sick, but I feel better now, right? Literally 2 years down the line, I'll somehow still get the fucking flu.
Yeah.
Like it's like at that point, it's like fuck it. I might as well not even get it anyways.
Yeah.
But I know people.
Every doctor's going to tell you the same thing. They're going to tell you to assess the danger levels. We advise you to get these vaccines. Not everybody needs them. I mean, like if COVID spikes again, like if it like got huge again,
that's what I was worried about.
Yeah,
because like
but
everyone's just like not giving a shit now. Like,
oh, capitalism decided the pandemic is over.
Yeah, exactly. Because like we had the New Year's Eve countdown, right? Seeing all those people, I'm just kind of like.
You think there weren't motherfuckers in there just like you coming in? We're gonna see the bomb.
Yeah, they're like coughing and heaving like, yeah, bro, I can't wait for the.
And saying to them like, what? We're outside. We're outside, bro. What do you mean? It's insulated. Outside space. Here's how I never got sick.
Oh yeah, for the second time.
Every fucking time I shook somebody's hands, sanitize immediately. Every time I touch, I keep a mental note on if I touch somebody's hands. If I shake hands with somebody, I'll be like, I touch somebody's hands, David, no face.
Yeah.
You know, that's what the really big thing is. I'm not even kidding. Even talk to doctors about this. A huge thing. Your fucking face. You'd be amazed how much you subconsciously touch your face.
Yeah, absolutely, absentmindedly. You're just kind of like
rub your eyes, you know, like rub your ears a little bit.
Maybe scratch your face a bit. It's like, like you don't even think about it.
Completely forgetting that you've just recently shaken the hand of the greasiest gamer in the vicinity, and you didn't even fucking realize it.
Or spit into a person's mouth.
Yeah, or spit into a person's mouth at an anime con. Point is, I never got COVID again, even not wearing a mask in these crowded ass places because I got vaccinated. I didn't get the second booster because I didn't feel like I was in an at-risk group or needed it. And I just focus on not touching my face. Like, that's what I'm very subconscious on. I keep hand sanitizer in my car. I sanitize before I touch anything. It's just being mindful of that. It's a mindfulness of that is what really does it. But, yeah, we're going to wrap here. Fuck the anti-vaxxers for taking advantage of a young man potentially dying. Like, a young, good man potentially dying and immediately using it to project their insecurities and their fucking bullshit little agenda. Literally go back into your holes. The fucking world is better off without you. I honestly was hoping COVID would have fucking killed more of y'all, but it didn't. Because, and you want to know why? Because we all got the shots, and now COVID doesn't spread as much. The virility is down because of all the people who got the shots, and we fucking saved these people. Fucking assholes. Whatever.
I guess last words from me. I know, maybe a little unrelated, but I guess it's something I was even thinking about too. Like, just, you know, just me recently getting into the world of professional sports and everything. Not that I'm like about to join a league or whatever, but it's just becoming a fan. It's just sad, you know, just seeing like how like commercialized all these things. I mean, everything's commercialized everywhere now. Like even holidays. Somehow you could commercialize a day where we literally like lied and said, "Oh yeah, we had dinner with the Indians," and didn't shoot them the day after. Like the very fact that like we've even gotten to that point. Like, I mean, for Christmas I could understand just because it's like, you know, obviously like, you know, Tis the season, right? For literally, you want to just have injecting those fucking Christmas commercials into your fucking eyes, like thing if you still watch TV.
Mm-hmm.
But like going back to Damar real quick, yeah, like at the very least, like I think it goes without saying, and you know, Mr. and Mrs. Damar, if you know you ever watched this shitty show, or if Damar ever watches us, like you know, if ever, probably not gonna happen, but hey, maybe it will. I don't know, but just know that like obviously, like you know, hearts and prayers like thing to you and your family, and just like hope everything turns out okay, and also for the NFL, you guys are probably not gonna watch this either, but hey, you better look into like at least improving that safety equipment, because if your players are dying on your watch like that, and this is all equipment that you guys signed off on and said this is the, you know, equipment that everyone should be wearing, right? Someone died on your watch, even though wearing it. It's time to like then go back to the drawing board and like just improve on that.
Yeah, no amount of money is gonna make that shit okay. Like no amount of money you give to his family, if God forbid, again, knock on wood, and again, we do not know what happened. If I was their parents,
I would not accept that money. Like fuck you and your money. Like my kid is dying. He even may be dead. Like, you know, and you're giving me money for what? Like, go and improve, like, your own, like, association, for fuck's sake.
Wouldn't be the first seedy thing that the NFL has done, and it wouldn't be the first time that they didn't give a shit about black lives and pretended that they did when they don't make them money.
Mm-hmm. Even though a good chunk of that league is, what is it? It's full of a lot of black people, you know?
A lot of African Americans, yeah. Crazy how that works. What a horrible way to end a podcast. Here's our plugs. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Listen to us on YouTube, youtube.com/Nintoonist. We're available wherever you get your podcast, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, all these wonderful, whatever you prefer, like to listen to our podcast on. Follow us on Twitter at Double D Pod, and on Instagram at the Double D Experience 21. And prayers up for Damar Hamlin. Knock on wood for knock on wood for a good recovery, and
Happy New Year, I guess.
I
wish we could have had a better context to say it in, but at the very least,
golf. Make speed golf a thing.
Yeah, make speed golf a thing. Make full contact speed golf. Make it so it's legal to drop kick a caddy. I'm just imagining that. The kid just thought like, oh, it's just going to be another Tuesday on the fucking, on the 18 holes. Did not think that, oh yeah, this fucking literal 200-pound adult is about to drop kick me into the fucking pond.
It's just how we play speed golf in Glasgow.
He starts like swinging with this club. Alright guys, good night.
He's swallowing it all.
We will see you in your dreams. I hate you.
We love you.
But I also hate you.
Who the fuck are you? How did you get into my house?